and welcome to Letty Does Playing Lone Wolf, The Huntress, Book 3, Echoes of Eternity, Part 11. So, before we go ahead and go back to where we were fighting the wet nurse, I did have some mistakes in my last playthrough that I need to be corrected. So, over on section 186, I fought the Thresher construct, but I forgot to do my parasite penalty, which involved doing 2 rolls and taking the lower of the 2 as my result. I had barely won the Thresher construct, and if I had remembered the penalty, I don't know if I would have won. Another thing that was an issue was there is an errata for section 141, which asked me if I had a meal, and I didn't have one, so I lost my 3 EP from my current and my max. Here, according to Mr. Stark, that was not supposed to be there. So, if I never lost that 3 EP, then I went to fight the Thresher construct. I actually don't know if me doing the 2 rolls and choosing the lower of the numbers would have affected me that much, if I still would have lost, but I think it would have helped. So I am just chalking it up to I still would have won the fight, but I would have come out with 3 less EP, setting me back to where I was right here in my current EP. What I am going to change is, because I did not need to lose from my max EP, I'm going to go ahead and restore that over here. So it says right here I have 20. Let's set my max EP to 23. Let's go here, corrected, plus 3 max. I don't know what that means. I'll put a little slash here, and then I will also go here where I am fighting the wet nurse, and I will do that correction as well. Well, no, because this is only asking for my current endurance points, which would still, unfortunately for me, be 1. Okay, so with everything all sorted out, here we are again, fighting the wet nurse. I had just dealt her 18 damage by shooting her in the face. And now the combat ratio is still -10, but their endurance points is 42 and mine is 1. We're going to move here to section 168. There. And 168. Okay. One of the giant hands slams down on top of you, smashing you against the stone, trapping you in place. You struggle to breathe, staring out between the huge, pale fingers at the old woman's drooling visage. If you have knowledge of the Emperor's Chariot still listed on your action chart, turn to 246. Otherwise, the wet nurse lifts her hand and then brings it down on top of you as a fist, smashing your bones and organs into jelly against the hard floor of her cave. Turn to 219. I'm okay. Let's see. Where do we go with that? Oh, lots of text. The pain is worse this time. Death before has been abrupt as a cut by a fresh blade, a blink between two different lives. This time it is like getting pulled through a slow tube, the experience stretching on and on. For a terrifying moment, you have the utterly confusing sensation of being both dead and alive, moving bones that should be broken, thinking thoughts that should belong to a ghost. Return your endurance to its maximum, remove any temporary endurance, and add another X on your action chart. If you were under the effects of an aether potion, a lether potion, it has now worn off. Finally, you manage to staunch your panic and stand up, facing the cave. What you do next, re-entering that cave, knowing what waits inside, is maybe the hardest thing you ever do. This time you do not bother lighting a torch. You do not wish to draw attention to yourself. Instead, you wander in the semi-darkness, guided only by the light from the glowing crystals. You do not see the monster right away, but you do find evidence of its passage. Oddly enough, the horror has left a trail of red blood that wasn't there before, and you can hear its wet whimpers echoing all around you. Moving quietly, you track the sounds to a nest of glowing crystals, its edges jutting out in sharp spikes. In the center of the nest is your enemy. The udders hanging from her abdomen leak milk tinged with a frothy pink. Hands paw at wounds you remember giving her. Hope dares to kindle a tiny precious flame inside you. This creature exists outside of the boundaries of the time loop and has retained all the damage you dealt to it. Do not reset the wet nurse's endurance if and when you fight it again. You can continue from where it was when you perished. Next to the nest stands one of the golems that the speakers were riding in the chambers far above. Though its front is closed, it is hunched over, slumped down over its left arm, which ends in a drill instead of a hand. On its right shoulder is mounted a massive cannon like that you would expect to see on deck of a warship. You take cover behind the golem, but already your opponent seems to have sensed you. It stops its whining and instead growls. The hand grips the edge of the nest and lifts its bloated girth out, leaving behind pools of blood. With a heavy thwomp, it lands and begins crawling towards the golem. Decide which weapons you are wielding. You may also use one of the following potions if you have one. Potion of Precognition, a lether, Cathar's Ambrosia, or a secret potion. Turn 2, 133. Oh my gosh! It's time! Okay. First, let's do what it says. Return your endurance to its maximum. Okay. 219. What should I write? Max endurance? Max EP? Plus max EP. And then plus X. I know what that means. Okay. Let me go here to there. We'll add another X. This is going to be 23. And then fighting. Okay. How should I do it for this? I guess a little squiggle. And then I will reset this. I think it will tell me in a moment what is it, 10? I think it's still 10. And 219. Okay. Now, here's my excitement. There is a golem, and that means you didn't write it down? Really? You did that. Okay. Yep. You didn't write it down. That's okay. I think the number was 14. It said in that section where I got the jewel, or was it 16? 14 or 16? I think it was 14. It said in the section where I got the jewel, the next time that you come across mention of a golem, stop what you're doing, turn 14 sections ahead of where you are, and you can use the crystal, the jewel, to enter the golem. Okay. 219. It was 14 sections ahead, right? So 2, 3, 3? 2, 3, 3? Is there a 2, 3, 3 for me to turn to? Yes! Okay. Uh-huh. I didn't miss one, right? No. Okay. Excellent. You run a hand over the golem's chest and find an indentation, one that your red jewel fits perfectly into. Erase the red jewel from your action chart. As soon as you place it in the depression, the golem's stone eyes brighten, filling the cave with beams of radiance and bringing an earth-shaking screech from the horror advancing on you. The golem rises to its feet noisily. Its front splits vertically from chin to crotch, spreading open to reveal a place for you to stand, with holes to slide your arms inside its arms. You leap inside the golem and quickly try to figure out how to control it. Do you flip a switch by your left hand? Turn to 99. Do you press a green button next to your right hand? Turn to 140. Or do you pull a lever close to your head? Turn to 208. Shit. Well, okay. It said I had like a cannon mounted to my shoulder. Right shoulder? Right? And then it said my left hand is a drill, right? They gave me a lot of detail. Okay. Left arm, drill. Right shoulder, cannon. So I feel you press a green button next to your right hand. Would that activate the cannon? Because if they're far away enough, activating the cannon seems reasonable, right? But that's like my right hand. So what would I use for this? A lever? Ah. Where's the operating manual? Okay, first I need to erase the red jewel. Aww. What if I mess this up? Then I still have all these keys I didn't use. Okay, there's the red jewel gone. Should I do the thing close to my head? It says it's a lever. What if it's like I get ejected? Maybe I should push the green button. Maybe Mr. Stark's giving me that as a freebie, like, oh yeah, obviously push the green button. Duh. Flipping a switch makes sense to turn a drill on and off, though. I wish I knew. Do you pull a lever close to your head? I feel like pushing buttons is like a firing. You push buttons to fire. You don't pull levers to fire. Right? Do I pull the lever? All right. Maybe it is a freebie. Let's push the button. Why did they do me dirty like that? Push the button. Because it's on my right hand, right? And if there's a button, it would go up, and that's where the things fire. Then again, I guess that also assumes whether or not it has shot left. Am I overthinking this? Maybe I am. Okay. We're going here. We're pushing the button. I hope this does it. I hope this was the right decision. Please. The golem reseals when you hit the button, now fully enclosing you inside the stone armor, though you are able to see through eye slits in the head. And not a moment too soon, darkness cloaks your vision and you are assaulted from all directions by the grasping, pounding hands. You fight back, finding the golem responds to your every move, swinging its massive fists into the wet nurse's flesh like a battering ram. Resolve the rest of combat with a combat ratio of +5. You cannot gain any bonuses to your combat ratio or damage while you are in the golem. and do not gain the benefits of any of your weapons. While you are in the golem, you only take damage on results of 1 to 3. If you reduce the wet nurse to 0 endurance, exit the golem and turn to 17. After the 4th round, turn to 95. If you are reduced to 0 endurance, turn to 89. Okay. Yes. This is good. Okay. I wanted to shoot them, though. I thought it was gonna be like... So maybe pulling the lever is shooting? Or maybe the joke is that they're not corresponding to one another, because I would have thought to close it, you pull the lever. But maybe the joke is like, you pull the lever to activate the drill, you flip the switch to shoot the stuff, and then you push the button to close the thing. Or maybe the other ones don't work and I got lucky. I don't know. All right. So here we are back on this. We are not going to gain any bonuses from our weapons. What we are going to get is our combat ratio is going to change along with the section, I suppose. And the combat ratio is now going to be +5, and this section is 140. I think I still need to use weapons, even though I'm in the machine. But I won't get any reward. So let's say I'm using the Gladius, and I mean, it says 2 to my ratio with shield, but I won't get that bonus. Let's say I'm just holding the shield in case I do get a result that's not good. Then we can just throw it away. I would have held on to that since the first book. I don't think I'm allowed to use any potions or anything. No. Right. Okay. Okay, this is my first roll. Remembering the punishment, I will do 2 rolls. One roll is a 9. No! Another roll is an 8! Take that, kunai parasite! Okay. Excellent. What does that mean? Oh, that's excellent! No damage to me. 14 damage to them? Math. Okay. Right. No. Yes. No. 28. 28. 42 minus 14. 28, not 38. It says after 4 rounds. Okay, that's 1 round. And it looks like that means separate sections, so this seems like a finish this in 4 rounds or you're fucked type of situation. Rolling again. A 1, a 0, a 0, a 0. Oh, I take no damage on that, right? I take no damage! Oh my gosh, these are the best rolls of my entire playthrough, I think. That is 16 damage to them and none to me. 12. I need one more really good one. Please. Okay. All right. Okay. It fell, but that is an 8. What does that mean? I just did that, right? Is that 14? That means I win, right? Yes? Yes! Oh my gosh! I didn't even break a sweat. I knew it! My kleptomania has paid off. I took a jewel, and that was the most important thing to defeating the Wetners. I have won this combat. This is great. 1 combat. If you reduce the Wetners to 0, okay, that means 17. Let's go. Oh my gosh, I did it. Where am I up in here? One of creation's eldest evils now lies dead before you. Arms askew, life fled from her alien mind. There is no afterlife for this thing, not even to run among the damned souls on the plains of despair. She was born from nothingness, and so to nothingness she now returns. The lifting of her influence from the cavern is palpable, and you feel the presence of the void diminish as she dies. If you have the void amulet, its power is again drained, and it cannot be used again until told otherwise. Erase the effect from your action chart. The wet nurse's sagging abdomen is split open from the wounds you have dealt, and from it spills a sea of black oil, in which float globs of glowing flotsam. The flotsam shifts and moves and grows, rising to become humanoid spirits. They raise hands in supplication to the heavens or fall to the earth, pressing their foreheads against it. Most of them are indistinct, just an impression of arms and legs that soon disappear. But one takes a clearer form and leaves the pack to approach you. It is a dwarven spirit, stocky and strong, with a full beard and a single eye that burns bright in the wispy outline of his form. Hail, warrior. The spirit's regal voice is transmitted to you telepathically with no need to translate its words in Drodarin. I am Malik Dictus, first and only monarch of the dwarves of this island. We were originally dwarves of the Sawat Empire, but with the coming of Agarosh the Damned, our people were hunted to extinction. My clan were the only ones to escape. We came here and thought we'd found paradise, but in fact it was the haunt of an evil more insidious than any Magnemon has ever known. The being you have slain was a creature unique in both bitterness and purpose. Malik Dictus continues. Within her swirled the essence of the confluence, a plane with no adherence to the rules of space and time, where possibility bends to willpower and ambition. Of all of Nar's creatures, she is the only one who could summon a portal to the plane of darkness itself. But not alone could she achieve this task. She needs hosts to hold and expand their power. we found the gemstones and the eggs inside. The signs all said it was a gift from the Trodaran goddess of the mountain. Eating the eggs, we found our natural ingenuity increased tenfold, our fingers more clever and nimble, with a newfound understanding of the very laws of essence. We built greater machines than any the world had yet seen, but one day I woke and realized there were voices in my head that were not my own, deeds done by my hands and yet not of my desire. I realized the truth. We had been filling ourselves with the power not of our goddess, but of the void. We had become the tools of Nar and an extension of the mother of the void. I did the only thing I could, a terrible thing. I took up arms, destroyed every last dwarf she had infected. I brought about the final annihilation of my people, and then I went deep into the heart of the mountain to kill her, and here at last I failed. You have avenged me and set my soul free, so that I may go to the stone halls of the gods and be judged for my deeds by my forefathers, Maledictus says. Yet the war against evil goes on. The people of this island have been infected. The Mother of the Void no longer has control of their minds, yet still are they acting as a conduit to summon Nar to this world. The only way to stop the Dark One is to do what I did. You must take their lives. Turn 238. I don't think that's an option, buddy boy. It'll be fine. I'll figure it out. I can't kill them all. There's so many of them. Oh, right. The Void Amulet. I'm trying to get this. You know, I'll just put a little X when it's active and a little check mark when it's not active, so I don't have to keep erasing and rewriting it. I'm going to drink some water. Very little water. Oops. Even as the spirit of the king falls silent, the cavern begins to shake so violently that stones fall from the ceiling. Crystals explode as they are crushed under the weight of the boulders, and the body of the wet nurse is pulverized and punctured by mighty stalactites. There must be another way, you shout over the cascading percussion of broken rock. The spirit is disappearing. Maledictus tries to speak one final time, but his voice is fading from your mind. All you hear is, out of time. Then he is gone. The cavern is collapsing, and you are far too deep under the mountain to escape. You take a deep breath and steady yourself with the reminder you will not remain dead, but the wet nurse will. In fact, you believe that with her powers removed from Voltac, you will once again emerge back in the forge. You settle down cross-legged, quieting your mind and conjure the most peaceful image you can. Perhaps it is the light of the crystals, winking out one by one, leaving you in pitch blackness. But you end up thinking of the beach from your dream. You remember the words spoken in the dream. How are you still here? And think that is an appropriate question after everything you have witnessed. Then the underneath falls on you. For a time, there are no more thoughts. Turn to 150. I didn't even try to get out of that. I just accepted it. Oh no. Okay. And with that, that is going to be the end of part 11. So I filmed parts 11 and 12 of this Let's Play all in one go, and this clip that you're watching marks the end of part 11. Stay tuned for part 12. That's all I got for you for now. Get out there, do all this stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!